friends. Welcome to Stretch the Sketch. I'm really excited about this. I am going to be using this sketch right here. We're doing kind of an anniversary of the sketches take on this hop. So I got assigned sketch number 1, and that is this one right here. And what I'm going to be using is leftovers from my mini kit Monday kit. I'm going to use this set of photos right here. This is my oldest daughter named Shay, and she was in Florida. And not sure which pieces I'm going to really be using from this yet. I think definitely this red and white and the pineapples. Aside from that, I got to see where I'm going to go with it. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the next part so you don't have to sit through that. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, and my setup looks a little different here. I am in my kitchen right now. I thought I would do that for the next couple weeks because it finally became summer in Michigan and I really want to enjoy some of the sunshine upstairs while I scrapbook. My scrap room is actually in the basement and it's quite dark and gloomy. I mean, not when I have my lights on and all that, but I don't get that whole I'm with my family and enjoying the appeal of the outside when I'm down there. So it's kind of my cheapy setup, so I'm going to get a little bit of shadows, but I know you understand. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward the next part and let's see how it goes. So I'm using this really beachy kit that I put together recently, and it's all summery stuff. The paper is from an Echo Park collection, or at least that's what it said at Tuesday morning. It might be an old Cartabella collection. I don't know. But it's fun and it's bright and it's cheerful, so I'm really feeling it. And you saw the photos of my oldest daughter, Shay, in Florida. That's the first set of photos that I have scrapbooked from the trip that she took a month ago. And I'm going to do it in an 8.5 by 11 horizontal format. And I've never done this size before, but I thought that would be a really fun way to stretch this sketch. So I'm using this red and almost white stripe as well as this really fun bright pop of pineapple colored paper. And the pineapple paper will be the block that you saw in the sketch that the photos of Shay will be sitting on, I guess, anchored by, however you want to put that. So I am going to go ahead and mat these photos. I have a really blue background in these photos, and with the blue of the pineapples, the photos were getting a little bit swallowed up. So I go ahead and mat them on this white paper. It's probably the back side of the pattern paper that I was using in this kit. And the reason why is I've been wanting to do that a lot more is to kind of leave as few scraps behind as possible. So I chose this 4x6 cut apart sheet that I wasn't seeing myself using in this layout or the kit that I put together. It was okay, but not great. So it is absolutely great for a really nice white photo mat. So right there is an acrylic piece from Freckle Fawn that says Summer Vibes. I think I have one left of those. I started with like 5 of them. They came in a Freckle Fawn, like a Black Friday goodie kit or something from a few years back. So I've been slowly working my way through them. And what I'm doing right now with this cut apart sheet is I'm going to cut out 3 different patterns from the cut apart sheet. Now in the sketch it showed as 3 different arrows going into the photo, but I'm just using different fun patterns which will do the same thing. It'll draw your eye right into the photo. So you see the 3 different pattern papers and it is drawing your eye in. You're looking right at the left paper with the little surfboards and the beach ball kind of polka dot papers coming right down next to the right side photo. So this is when you start doing all those things where you're auditioning the little bits and pieces that you have of things. And I found this cute little beach umbrella, and it ends up framing that left side photo of my daughter, I thought, very well. And the reds are almost spot on. They're both Echo Park collections, the sticker sheet as well as the paper, but they're from two different collections. But they are doing pretty well together, and I love being able to use red because I don't think there's enough red in scrapbooking. So now it's title time, and I'm just using the word glam. My oldest daughter tends to kind of look good in anything that she puts on, and she's a bit of a glamour girl, so I thought that was fun because she's posing. And then the subtitle would be Summer Vibes, so it could be Glam Summer Vibes. The glue I'm using is just some Aleene's tacky glue, and really the reason I initially picked it up is that it is always ready to go. The nozzle rests on a flat top, so you can just leave it sitting up on your desk and you don't have to ever monkey with it. It's kind of a personal fave to not have to work any harder than necessary to use some glue. So I found a couple of pieces of like this flexible epoxy stuff that worked with my kid. They both were in the turquoise tones, so I ended up putting those in. Those were exclusives from a Hip Kit club from 2 or 3 years back as well. So I'm using up a little bit of older stash. Now I am looking to see if I can use any of these Horizon shiny puffy stickers, I guess they're called, but none of them end up making it on the page. I don't think I ended up using any of that sticker sheet anywhere on this one. I thought I would, but I didn't use it in anything in this kit I was using either. So it worked, but it didn't work. Or the colors worked, but it just wasn't hitting the beachy vibe that I thought it would. So now I'm going through my little bin there of enamel dots, seeing what color palette might work for me. So the set I found, I believe, are just some little Chamel goodies, and I think, actually I know, I picked them up at Joann's recently. They, you know how like Joann's is carrying some of the Chamel and Jen Hadfield and Maggie Holmes collections. So I just picked them up at a great price, and I had, gosh, who makes those cute little heart, I don't know, enamel dots. So I popped a couple of those on, and then these are some Project Life very large enamel dots. And that piece that I put down that's kind of the mac and cheese yellow on the bottom, that was cut off. It was kind of like a miscut, and it worked perfectly to kind of stick it under the photo like it was meant to go like that. So right here I'm using just a little bit of Heidi Spot Color Shine. I still have some of the Treasured Gold left, and I'm going to use it to complete just the last couple places, or just where it needs to have a little bit more gold because my title is gold. But I go ahead and use that to complete it. And next we're going to go live, and I'll stop the voiceover real quick. All right, my friends, so this is finished. This was really fun. It's the first time I've done an 8.5 by 11, and I'd have to say I think I'm smitten. I was able to do the fun, quick layout, and it conveys everything I needed to do. The title is just Glam because my daughter Shay tends to be rather a glam girl. And yeah, I did bring in the 3 strips. Now, if you'll remember right here in the sketch, they have them being more of arrows or triangles, depending on the way you think, but I just used 3 strips of pattern paper, actually all from one 12 by 12 piece of paper. It was from this here just border strip kind of sheet, and I used 3 of them. So it gave me 3 fun, distinct patterns to work with. A couple of enamel dots, vintage freckled fawn bits. This right here is from, let's see, do I have it right here? Hip Kit Club exclusive from 2-3 years ago. It's not a young kit. So I'm still pegging away trying to use things up, but I do think the colors came together really well, and I very, very much enjoyed this. I hope you do too. And yeah, go ahead and click on the links below. There's several fabulous people in this hop with me today, and we'd love to share what we all did. And go ahead and like and subscribe if you can. And if you have any questions, comments, whatever, go ahead and leave that below, and I get back to people pretty darn quick. I like to answer when I'm sitting there with a cup of coffee and answer questions and go from there. Okay, goodbye, friends.